get ready with me to fix my makeup because I just finished crying because I'm a Cancer. I've never really attempted to fix my makeup after crying, so bear with me. We'll learn together maybe some new tips and tricks. We shouldn't be sad girls because we look too good to be sad girls, right? I want to like revive it a little bit. Like my blush is smeared off. There's mascara over here. Try maybe like a little bit of bare minimum, like areas that kind of need it. Why was I crying, you might ask? Not because of a man, because we're never sad over a man. And I also have a man that treats me like the princess I should be treated like. I chose to be in an industry where you have to audition for things. With auditioning for things comes a lot of no's. Now your girl here is a true Cancer. Like, I will cry if you look at me wrong. This year I have been blessed with one of my dream groups to be a part of, the American Sirens. So blessed, so honored. I wanted to be an equity performer for quite some time, but it is hard, you know, like people are very talented out here in these streets. Not to say that I'm not. The show just seemed very fun to do, and I had the opportunity and I was called back for 2 different roles for the same show. So the first role I was called back for was for a singer. The second role, which was for the callback today, it was an acting role. I grew up in a very small town. I didn't really have many opportunities presented to me as far as like acting, musical theater. Being late to the game, it's still intimidating because people have been doing this stuff since they were literally born. So when I finally started getting callbacks, I was very proud of myself. When I was cut from the singing callback, I was sad. Asked me to belt, and that's not something I'm like, heck yeah, sign me up. When it comes to belting, if you're not doing it right, you could hurt yourself and damage your voice, and I'm not about that life. So if I don't know how to do it properly, I'm not gonna do it. Walk in, slay it. Then they asked me to read with another actor because there was more men auditioning than the women for that counterpart. So I read with 2 of my counterpart. So it was really comfortable and I was able to bounce off of another actor, and it was really fun. When they came out, they said they were doing cuts, and I immediately just felt disappointed. And they were really supportive, and they're like, you know, you do read younger than we do, so maybe it has something to do with the way that you look or the way that you present the material. The truth of the thing is you never know what they're looking for, and you're never gonna know. I cried in the parking lot for like 30 minutes. Releasing your emotions in that way is actually really healthy. A week ago, I was in the auditioning setting. I didn't feel comfortable doing something, did it anyway because that's what they asked of me. I didn't even be mad at myself because I did something that was new and I didn't fail at it, but it wasn't to the standard that I would have necessarily auditioned it at. That's when I felt so confident. I was just kind of like, this is something I could be confident. That's why I cried today. It was just built up from the audition prior. The moral of the story and what I've learned from today is be accepting and let yourself feel those emotions. You're allowed to cry. You're allowed to be disappointed. There's a TikToker that I watched earlier this morning, and it's so weird that I watched that. Sometimes it's not just talent, it's luck. It's great advice, and that's what I'm gonna follow. You may be the most talented person in that room, but if it's just not your time, it's not your time. Anyway, thanks for getting ready or re-ready with me and listening to me process and think about all the callbacks that I failed this year. But we're almost to a new year, and it's gonna be a great new year of callbacks and booking it. So grateful for the jobs I did book. Being humble, being forgiving of myself, and keeping the joy in auditioning and booking things and performing, because the jobs that I have, someone else felt the same way that I did about these other callbacks. So I need to remember how grateful and how lucky and blessed I am to do the things that I do. Anyway, yeah.